from being kicked out of Chelsea at 14, while his best friend stayed behind. Told to his face that he'd never make it. Most kids would have quit right there, but Declan Rice, he turned that rejection into a weapon. Fast forward a few years, and he's now a football superstar, outshining stars who were once picked over him. So how did this rejected academy kid become the heartbeat of Arsenal and one of Europe's most dominant midfielders? This is the brutal, unlikely, and inspiring rise of Declan Rice. And trust me, you've never heard the full story like this. Declan Rice grew up in Kingston upon Thames, London, a football-obsessed kid with one dream, to make it at Chelsea, just like John Terry, his idol. By age 7, he was in their academy. However, by 14, he thought he was on the edge of greatness, being at the club for now 7 years. Then one day, he wasn't. Chelsea called him in, told him he wasn't what they were looking for anymore. Released. Just like that, his best friend Mason Mount stayed. Rice was out, confused, crushed, and completely alone. But instead of falling apart, Rice did something most 14-year-olds wouldn't. He started over. In 2014, West Ham gave him a second chance. No spotlight, no promises, just a shot, and Rice took it with everything he had. Most players fade in the academy shadows, especially after a high-profile rejection, but not Declan. His youth coach at West Ham, Trevor Bumstead, said it best. It wasn't just talent, it was obsession, grit, relentless drive. Within just 1 year of joining in 2015, Rice signed his first professional contract. 2 years later, he went on to captain the West Ham under-23s and led them to promotion, a massive achievement that showed he wasn't just improving, he was dominating. And on the final day of the 2016-2017 Premier League season, Rice gets the call-up to the first team. At just 18 years old, he made his Premier League debut, a full-circle moment for a kid who was told 4 years earlier he wasn't good enough. When the 2017-2018 season rolled in, Rice didn't just survive in the squad, he became essential. 26 league appearances as a teenager, full 90-minute performances against Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal. The big stage didn't scare him, it fueled him. By the end of that season, he was runner-up behind Marko Arnautovic for West Ham's Hammer of the Year, a fan-voted award for the best player in the squad. He didn't just break into the first team, he forced the Premier League to take notice. In December 2018, Rice played his 50th game for West Ham. It might not sound like much, until you realize he was the first teenager to hit that mark for the club since Michael Carrick in the early 2000s. By that point, West Ham knew what they had. They locked him down with a new contract to keep him until 2024. However, in 2018, something equally interesting was going on in his life. He was no longer just West Ham's rising star. He was becoming a national talking point, and not just because of his performances, but because two countries were fighting for him, the Republic of Ireland and England. Despite being born and raised in London, England, Rice's Irish descent comes from his grandmother. At this point, Rice had already played for the Republic of Ireland at youth level from the under-16s to under-21s. He even made his senior debut for them in a friendly against Turkey. To most fans, the choice was clear. Declan Rice was Ireland's future. But just as Rice was breaking out in the Premier League, England came knocking. The Three Lions had watched his rise closely. A tall, intelligent, press-resistant midfielder who could read the game like a veteran, exactly what Gareth Southgate needed. Behind the scenes, pressure was mounting. England wanted him, Ireland begged him to stay. And Rice? He was stuck in the middle, torn between heritage and ambition. Then things turned cold. As Rice hesitated, Ireland's manager dropped him from 3 different squads. Fans started to turn. The kid who once wore the green shirt with pride was now being painted as a traitor. In December 2018, a new Irish manager came in and made a final pitch. Stay, and you'll be captain in a few years. That's how valuable Rice had become. But 2 months later, Rice made his decision. He filed an official request to FIFA to switch allegiances from Ireland to England. The reaction was nuclear. In March 2019, FIFA approved the switch. A few weeks later, Rice made his England debut at Wembley, then started his first game shortly after. He made history that day, becoming the first player to represent both England and Ireland at senior level since the 1890s. But that history came at a price. Rice revealed he received death threats after the decision, online abuse, messages targeting his family. Through it all, he stayed focused, and when the dust settled, England had found their midfield general. Once the international noise settled, Declan Rice did what he always did best. He let his football do the talking. At West Ham, he wasn't just growing, he was taking over. By 2019, Rice had become the beating heart of the Hammers midfield, ball winning, line breaking, reading the game like a seasoned veteran, and playing it like one too. That same year, he poetically scored his first senior goal against Arsenal, the same club that would later break their transfer record to sign him. Talk about foreshadowing. As the seasons rolled on, Rice evolved from a promising academy graduate to an undisputed leader. He wore the armband with authority, and more importantly, he earned the respect of every teammate, coach, and rival. He led with presence, composure, relentless consistency. Every match, every minute, he was the player others looked to when it mattered most. Then came 2023, the season that changed everything. Rice captained West Ham to their first major European trophy in 58 years, lifting the UEFA Conference League like a man born for the big stage. Not just a player anymore, a legend in East London, 3-time Hammer of the Year, captain, loyal. But now, too big for the club that saved him. The football world was watching, and two giants came calling. Manchester City wanted him, Arsenal needed him, and what happened next sent shockwaves through the Premier League. When West Ham lifted the Conference League trophy in 2023, fans knew it was goodbye. Declan Rice had done everything for the club, and now the world wanted him. But it wasn't just about who wanted Rice. It was about who needed him enough to break the bank, as West Ham valued him at $100 million. Enter Manchester City and Arsenal. City had the trophies. However, Arsenal had a project. After selling Xhaka to Bayern Leverkusen, Arsenal had a gap in the midfield that needed replacing. In a summer full of noise, Arsenal outbid City, made their statement, and bet everything on Rice being the missing piece. And on July 15, 2023, Arsenal dropped $105 million, their biggest ever signing, and with that, Rice became the most expensive British footballer in history. Let that sink in. The kid Chelsea gave up on, the teenager who had to start over at West Ham, was now the centerpiece of Mikel Arteta's vision for a title-chasing Arsenal. And make no mistake, this wasn't a panic buy. This was calculated ambition. Arteta didn't just want a midfielder, he wanted a leader, someone who could control the tempo, break lines, dominate transitions, and anchor a young team chasing greatness. And Declan Rice, he was everything Arteta wanted and more. But massive signings come with massive weight. $105 million isn't just a number, it's a spotlight, it's pressure, it's expectations. And now, every touch, every tackle, every mistake would be magnified. Would Rice rise to the moment, or would the price tag drag him down? However, Declan Rice didn't walk into his first season at Arsenal quietly. He arrived with a spotlight burning through him, £105 million, the biggest signing in Arsenal's history, and every fan, rival, and pundit was watching. The expectations, sky high, the pressure, unrelenting. But Rice didn't flinch. From his first game, he looked like he belonged there. Composed on the ball, calm under pressure, reading danger before it even arrived. This wasn't just a signing, it was a statement, and the numbers backed it up. He was covering more ground than anyone on the pitch, winning duels, breaking up play, spraying passes forward like a quarterback in boots. But what really stood out? His evolution. At West Ham, Rice was known for breaking up play and protecting the back line. At Arsenal, under Arteta, he's unlocked a new side of his game, driving forward, progressing the ball, taking risks, and even scoring goals. He's not just holding the midfield anymore. He became the engine that drives it. Wherever Arteta put him, he delivered. The following season hasn't just been good for Rice, it's been a full-blown transformation as he turned into a football superstar. On April 8, 2025, in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, Arsenal versus Real Madrid, high stakes, heavyweights, and out of all the stars on the pitch, not Mbappe, not Bellingham, not Vinicius, it was Declan Rice who stole the spotlight. Not with tackles, not with passes, but with two jaw-dropping free kick goals. Against Thibaut Courtois, against Real Madrid in the Champions League. He had never scored a free kick in his professional career. Then out of nowhere, two absolute rockets from 25 yards out curled past a world-class keeper like he wasn't even there. Both times the stadium exploded. He went on to become the first player ever to score 2 goals from direct free kicks in a Champions League knockout stage match. In that moment, Rice wasn't just Arsenal's record signing, he was their hero and closed the door on any talks on his price tag that very moment. That 3-0 win didn't just put Arsenal on the brink of a semi-final, it cemented Rice as one of the most complete midfielders on the planet, defensively elite, technically brilliant, and now capable of changing a game in an instant. Declan Rice started this journey being told he wasn't good enough. He was released at 14, abused for switching nations, written off as just a defensive midfielder, and now he's the first name on the team sheet for England, Arsenal's heartbeat, breaking records on the biggest stage of all. So here's the real question: is Declan Rice the best midfielder in the world, or is this just the beginning? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss more jaw-dropping football content. Until next time.